Hey guys, hope you're all doing good. This is Nivedita, a third year EC student,
And I'm Suviksha, a second year CSE student.
and we are the members of the Hindi Times, the official campus magazine of CEG, ACT, and SAP.
And today we're here to review the blockbuster series Loki.
Yeah, so Marvel, after having zero content in 2020 due to the COVID 19 pandemic, have released tons of content lined up from series to movies in 2021, starting from WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Black Widow, though it's not yet released in India. And now we have the third miniseries, Loki, consisting of 6 episodes, each of around 40 minutes, aired from 9th June and concluding the season 1 on July 14th.
The stellar cast includes Tom Hiddleston, Sophia Di Martino, Owen Wilson, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Unimi Rosaku, Tara Strong, Richard E. Grant, Diobia Opere, Eugene Cordero, and Jonathan Majors.
The exact two-line plot of Loki is Loki, the god of mischief, steps out of his brother's shadow to embark on an adventure that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame.
Well, now we're going to give a recap of all the episodes, so spoiler warning.
Yeah, guys, so let's start with episode 1. Episode 1 consists of 2012 Loki, who from Avengers Endgame, who escapes with the Tesseract but ends up in the hands of the TVA, where he meets Mobius, played by the charming Owen Wilson. Wow! So Mobius is an analyst tasked with cracking the case of the Mysterian variant, who is also a Loki variant attacking many TVA hunters. So Mobius saves Loki from doom by convincing Judge Ramona Renslayer, played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw, to let Loki help him catch the variant, because who else better to catch Loki than Loki himself? With Mobius, Loki sees what would have happened if he had stayed on his own timeline, with him leading the Dark Elves to Frigga's death, the death of Odin, and his own death at the hands of Thanos. Loki grew so emotional, seeing what would happen. This episode ends with Loki choosing to help the TVA. And you want to know the interesting fact? Loki is confirmed to be gender fluid, and Loki was also freaking DB Cooper because he lost the bet to the Thor.
Now, episode 2, Loki seems to be working with the TVA on a surface level, but he's actually plotting to overthrow the Timekeepers and become the leader of the TVA. Loki figures out that the variant is hiding in apocalypses, as whatever happens in an apocalypse does not cause a Nexus event. Now, what a Nexus event is that it's a deviation from the sacred timeline, which is what the TVA are protecting. Now, we find the variant hidden at a Roxcart, a large supermarket in the year 2050, which gets destroyed by a hurricane. We see the Loki's brawl with both words and actions, and the variant is revealed to be a female Loki who goes by Sylvie. This episode ends with Loki and Sylvie escaping from the TVA, who causes lots of deviations in the sacred timeline. Interesting fact, we have led lots of level 10 disasters in the years 2047 to the year 2050. So we gotta keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, and episode 3, Loki and Sylvie find themselves on Lamantis 1, a moon which just gets destroyed because it crashes into its planet. This episode is relatively slow as it just involves Loki and Sylvie trying to charge their tempad and not die. This episode relies heavily on the differences in the dynamics of the Lokis together, with Sylvie being more Thor-like than Loki, preferring brute force and enchantment rather than mind games and manipulation. Their talk about love also provides an insight about their personalities. Apparently, love is an imaginary dagger to them. Their heart-to-heart has Sylvie revealing the fact that all the TVA workers are time variants. What? So then, both the Lokis have an emotional charged moment at the lake where they can sense their impending doom, which causes a Nexus event and notifies the TVA of their location.
In the next episode, the TVA captures Loki and Sylvie and interrogates them. Mobius has a talk with Loki, where he discovers that Loki is in fact harboring feelings for the variant of himself. He is understandably weirded out by that. Loki then lies, saying that he's been planning on overthrowing the TVA and Sylvie was just his minion. Mobius lies and tells that Sylvie has already been pruned, which causes an immense emotional distress reaction in Loki. As Loki is being apprehended to be sent to see the Timekeepers, he tells Mobius that all the TVA workers are time variants. Fun fact, Lady Sif, as seen in Thor 1 and 2, makes an appearance in the time loop torture scene where she beats the crap out of Loki. Mobius suspects Ravonna Renslayer after this reveal and gets pruned by her when she comes to pick up Loki for their timekeeper appointment. This episode goes on to reveal that the timekeepers aren't real. They're just androids. What follows this reveal is an epic battle between the hunters and Loki, which ends up with Loki being pruned. Oops. The mid-credits scene has Loki meeting what looks like more variants of himself in a row in New York. More people for the Loki dating pool, I guess.
And episode 5, here the variants are revealed to be Kid Loki, a scene in the Egg Avengers, Boastful Loki, and Classic Loki, and a Loki Gator.
Is he really a Loki?
Yeah, he's a Loki. He's obviously green, so he has to be a Loki, and never mess with him. So then, the Lokis reveal what awaits them after pruning is a certain death at the hands of an anthropomorphic death cloud who looks like a dog, but it's called the Alioth. So they take Loki, the normal Loki, to their hideout where they sit and discuss their Nexus events. And what glorious purpose. Kid Loki killed Kid Thor, and boastful Loki ends up betraying this ragtag bunch to President Loki. Oh my god, how many of them are there? And there's a Loki on Loki brawl. And then at the same time, the TVA, we see Renslayer and Sylvie get along. Do they? Nope. So Renslayer was trying to trick Sylvie into believing her, pretending to be on Sylvie's side. But then Sylvie self-prunes and ends up in the void to search Loki. But she meets, surprise, not Loki but Mobius. So Mobius has a sick car now, not a jet ski, but whatever. The ragtag Loki gang decides to kill Alioth to see what's behind him. Well, our Loki decides to kill him, but the rest are, doubtful. So while they're waiting for an opening, they reunite with Sylvie and Mobius. Yay, the whole gang is complete now. And Sylvie and Mobius has a better plan to enchant Alioth. So the OG Loki duo decide to go ahead as Mobius goes back to the TVA. The Lokis try their best to enchant Alioth and succeed, but not without classic Loki's honorable sacrifice. Can we have 2 minutes of silence for him? Okay, so here's a fun game for you all. Take a shot every time they say glorious purpose in this episode.
If they do that, they're going to get alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, and we also see many Easter eggs in this episode, and it will take a separate video to cover all the Easter eggs in this. We have Thanos Copter, Thor, that is Thor Frog, and many more. The episode ends with Loki and Sylvie heading over to see what's behind Alioth. Episode 6, and here we see snippets of previous Marvel incidents in the beginning, as well as the worlds of many real-life heroes such as Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai, Neil Armstrong, and so on. And we also see a sacred timeline as a tangible thing surrounding the Citadel at the end of time.
Now, the duo go inside the Citadel to see a more malicious version of Miss Minutes, the lovable TVA mascot, with a cute southern accent. Miss Minutes tries to dissuade them from proceeding, saying that He Who Remains is doing this for the good of the universe. They obviously don't listen and go on to meet He Who Remains. The man doesn't have any other name, he's just He Who Remains.
At the same time, at the TVA, Mobius confronts Renslayer and asks why she sticks to the TVA dogma so much. She believes that the person who created TVA must have had their own reasons. Mobius tries to prune her, but she exceeds him in physicality and takes the baton away from him. And Mobius resigns to himself to the fate of being pruned again, but Renslayer shocks him by deactivating the baton and opening a time window to God knows where. At the same time, Hunter B-15 reveals to the other workers that they are all time variants.
Back at the Citadel, He Who Remains skillfully avoids their attack attempts and reveals to them that he knows everything. He then talks about what led to the formation of the Sacred Timeline. Variants of himself plunged the multiverse into wars, and to stop this, he created the Sacred Timeline, as well as the TVA, to provide for the branches. Sylvie thinks that this wasn't supposed to happen at the cost of free will. He Who Remains then tells them that they have two choices: either kill him and let the worst thing happen, or take his place and let the timeline continue. Sylvie chooses the former, whereas Loki leans more towards the latter.
And then, He Who Remains also reveals that he has no idea what's going to happen from that point on. Sylvie and Loki have a fight, where Loki just wants Sylvie to be okay. But Sylvie is hell bent on exacting revenge for her lost childhood. Loki and Sylvie then share a passionate kiss. Again, weird as hell, but then whatever happens, happens. At the Citadel at the end of time, stays at the Citadel at the end of time. She then uses this as a diversion tactic. Finally, a very Loki move, sending Loki back to the TVA and then plunges her blade into He Who Remains' chest. Loki then laments his face in the TVA interrogation room and heads into the office to see the timelines branch.
Determined, he seeks Hunter B-15 and Mobius and is shocked when neither of them recognize him. To his horror, the statues of the Timekeepers has been replaced by one in the likeness of He Who Remains. With that, we are left with the harrowing realization that the worst might have come into effect. With so many unanswered questions, we only have to wait for season 2 to clear the air.
Also, the ending of Loki reveals that the multiverse theory might be true. We may have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home. Hey guys, we are really so excited for that. And then it may also come into play in Doctor Strange Part 2, that is the Multiverse of Madness. Loki is such a wonderful series, providing marvelous character development to Loki in just 6 episodes. With shocking but not unnecessary twist, Loki crosses the ending in a stride where WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier hobbled. This series has an amazing IMDb rating of 8.8 and a Rotten Tomato scores of 92%.
We'll now give our own personal ratings and thoughts.
Yeah, Loki is really fun. You can binge watch it in a single day, and it's mysterious and it gets going. It's a blast to watch. So for me, the official rating would be around 9, 9.1 or 9. Yeah.
I think it's a really good series too. Certain episodes like episode 3 and part 2 of episode 6, the beginning part where they discuss everything, is a little laggy. But apart from that, it's a great series and it has lots of it's a very loose ending. So it's a very
guys.
lots of theories. It's really fun to watch. So I'd give it a 8.5, mainly because the pacing wasn't all that great in certain episodes, but 8.5.
Yeah, but seriously, the thing about Loki and Sylvie is that we have the Loki shippers. I don't know what. How do you think shipping with a same version of himself? Is it in chest or twin chest or variant chest or cell chest? Who knows? And also, I think my personal best episode would be episode 5 because we have our all Loki variants teaming up together. Yeah.
I liked episode 4 the most. It was a very jam-packed episode with lots of cool reveals. And
also have to give a shout out to Natalie Holt, the British composer who produced the music for Loki. Without her music, I think this series won't be that mysterious.
Yeah, with that, we'd like to end the video. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up, share the video with your friends, frenemies, enemies, whatever. And subscribe to GT because we have more fun projects on the way.
Yeah, guys, thank you. It was such a good time. Yeah, stay safe.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye.